and people make fun of me. It's in Dave and Buster's in Nyack.
Yeah.
That was the best pour I ever seen on a fucking Guinness. Because I've gone to other places, and places that's supposed to be like beer, what they call it, concierge or whatever you want to call them. And you see the pours they give you, it's like coming off the glass, the foam and all that. Like, it's supposed to be like less than half an inch of foam on top.
So and hopefully I don't forget all these things. So when they give you the pint, they give you two options. They have a beer school that you could pour the pint yourself, so you could pour it like Al says perfectly.
Yeah.
Or you could go to the top of it's kind of like the top of the rock, like the shit we did in Chicago.
Okay.
That you could get a 360-degree view of Ireland.
Nice.
So you can have your pint up there. So I got my pint up there.
Okay.
But it would have been that one they pour it themselves. But it's pretty cool. They pour it, like you could go to the beer school and they show you how to pour it.
Okay.
Just remind me, Heineken also does that. They do a class. They do a contest. They pick 4 people from the crowd and I think they show you, and then you do a contest and people judge.
To see who does the best pour?
Who does the best pour.
Nice.
But, yeah, so man, it's fucking dope. Like, if you want to even take pictures, they have so many things to do. Like, they have, like, these photo booths, so you can take pictures. Like you're lifting up the Guinness. I think there's, and I posted some pictures on my regular Instagram and stuff, but you could post, like, different type of pictures with the animals, the actual harpoon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's different things, and they show, like, the labels, how they were all made, these different labels, and it gives you the Guinness family, how they all started.
Oh, cool.
The whole thing. It walks you through all that, and then you even go to this one area. It shows how, I think it's called the malt or the yeast. Basically, they're like coffee beans that they get cooked. So Guinness cooks it.
Oh, wow.
Like, to the highest level. So certain degrees, they cook it to like 300. And I guess that's where you get that dark look to it. And they show like each one how's it cooked. They also show like Guinness before some process. It's kind of like red, amber or something.
Okay.
So they talked about that.
Do they talk about how come they name it Guinness? Is it like a family-owned thing?
Yeah, it's a Guinness. It's the Guinness family. And then, so the place I was at, that was the original fucking factory. They got big. They eventually moved it somewhere else in Ireland, which I think is called. It's funny because like sometimes you go get a draft of beer.
Yeah.
And you ever see the sign that you said, "Let me get a draft," but it's like DRAUGHT, like
some shit like yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's where they're at.
Okay.
So then they had like a food. They have like a food section, which I was starving. So they I thought it was like one restaurant, but they had like 3 restaurants. That's how big it is. You go to one floor, they got this type of food here, sandwiches. Here they got barbecue. Over there they got like steaks or whatever. So I had a milk stout, Guinness. I had a Guinness brownie. And then I think I had like a chicken parm sandwich or something. But they have a lot of the food incorporates Guinness as a sauce and whatever. So I ate the one cool thing there that, like you said, with the white foam. If you want to, you could take a selfie. So there's a room that you take a picture yourself.
Yeah.
And then you wait and your face comes out in the foam. Nice. I was thinking of doing, but I didn't have it. There was a long line.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't really have much time because I spoke to one girl and I asked her when I was having lunch because I'm like, what time you guys close? She goes, around 5:30. It was already like 4-ish.
Okay.
And I'm like, does Jameson stay later? She goes, yeah, maybe a little bit late. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna have enough time. So I'm like, I gotta get through this shit. Like, but there's so much to see. So I didn't do that. But then you go upstairs. I think, like I said, they had this different room. It looked like the Last Dragon. You walk in, kind of, okay, and the whole ceiling and the wall to your front, it looked like a Puff Daddy video. It's all video.
Oh, nice.
And it's all dark, and they do all these like ads and all this crazy shit. Then I finally went upstairs to the 360 view, and they give you the pint. So basically, what they do is they pour it. They pour it like a little bit. You gotta wait, and you be like, what the fuck? This guy's not even getting me one. And then like they wait to a certain time, then they top it off.
Oh, nice.
So you see, when you go up there's a whole bunch of bartenders, and that's all they make because everybody has a free ticket. So you see some of them, you're like, yo, my shit is like all white. Then they finish it off, and then it starts turning into that brown or that dark.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got my pint, took some pictures from up there. A fucking beautiful view, man. I just like, it was kind of suck because I'm there by myself.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
of course.
There's people there. I'm taking pictures like a whole crew from Spain. There was like 18 of them taking pictures. I got my beer, and then from there, I went to the store, copped a few things and stuff, and then I came back. Then when I went downstairs, I was like, because they have like Guinness horses and all stuff, so I was like, let me take a cab to Jameson because I don't have enough time. But then like I didn't have cash, and the guy's like, we don't do credit card. And he's like, where you going? I told him Jameson. He's like, it's like 10 minutes away. So I fucking just walked with the Google Maps through some shit. Took me like about 18 minutes. I finally got to the Jameson. The Jameson is not as like technology wise, like it looks more like
they're probably old school.
Yeah, old school, old fashioned. The entrance looks like a small bar.
Well, that's what makes Jameson, man. That fucking whiskey's good.
But so I go into the Jameson. I got there just on time. So they basically, you give them your ticket, and then they do a tour every 15 minutes. So the last tour was at 6:30. I got there. I got the 5:30. I got there like at 5:10. So I'm already a little nice. You go upstairs, it shows the same shit Jameson. It shows the family, the Jameson, the wife. It was a couple, how they made it.
Yeah.
And the same thing, that was the original factory, and they still have another, like now it's more of a museum, and they still have another like, and then they say how like they help the people in Ireland and all this stuff. So then you go through, at first it's a little bit okay. You see a lot of pictures, how it was made, all the years, the different labels, how it looked when it first came out. And then from there, this girl takes all of us in the room. It's a dark room, and you all huddle around. And it's kind of like the Game of Thrones.
Nice.
What's the name of that room where they have like the little pieces? When they're going to do the war, they have like that table that they have the little pieces.
When they're strategizing?
Yes.
In the war room or whatever it was?
It's something like that. So it's an interactive thing that the girl, she talks to you, then that she just lights up.
Oh, okay.
And it starts giving you a tour, history. So she started asking everybody, like, where you from? I was like, mad people there, like, from different places. Actually, it was a lot big group from Romania.
Okay.
And then I was the last one, and she's like, where you from? I said, from New York, but I'm actually going to Romania. They were like, oh, shit, they were clapping. We'll show you places to go. Because they were drinking. It was like, it was celebrating 3 birthdays, that group. They were having a good time. There was one guy from Texas. He was just like me by himself. So me and him bugged out for a little bit. So you go there, and then from there, she tells you all this stuff. She goes, now we're going to go through the whole process on how it's made.
Oh, nice.
So you go to the room. They have like tables with like 4 or 5, 6 things that make Jameson.
Yeah.
And you start smelling different things. She's like, oh, this is this part of the fermentation. This is what you smell. These are the 2 beans. Smell it like this. That's cooked, not cooked. Then it has like an interactive screen at the same time that she's telling you. She's taking you the whole process. That you smell these things.
Yeah.
And she goes, you get a hint of this smell, blah, blah, blah. And all this stuff. And then from there, as you go through that whole process, then from there you go to another room, which is a tasting room.
Nice.
So then it's something similar to what we got here, guys, which is like, they give you 3 shots.
Okay. 1
shot is an American whiskey, which I think is this bad boy here, because I think this is only distilled once. They don't give the names because they want you to be biased. Oh. So the middle one is Jameson. And they said they're 2 great brands. She goes, we didn't put no cheap brand because I think this is Scotch or whiskey. They were saying like one of the other ones. She goes, they're actually beating us in the U.S., which I think is Jack Daniels.
The Gentleman Jack.
Yeah, so it was Jack and there was a Scotch. I'm thinking maybe Red Label or Johnny Walker.
It might be Black Label.
Yeah, so you try, but like she tells you, look at she goes, first take a sip of like the Scotch to your left. then take a sip of this, but like holding your nose. She goes, you see the difference that Jameson tastes better. And then not only that, you get the flavor.
Yeah.
And then Jameson is triple distilled. So they distill it once, they do it again, and they do it a third time. So most whiskeys, I think she told me, are distilled twice.
Okay.
So you start tasting some guys like, some girls that don't drink whiskey, but they're putting the gas face. But then it's like these Ireland guys that were fucking done. Oh, I finished already. Can I get another one? So it was fun. We're all cracking jokes. We sang happy birthday. So you do the Scotch to your left, and I think the right, which is a whiskey, which I think was JD, and then you do the Jameson at the end. The Jameson, you have that shot, and then from there, with your ticket, you get a free drink after. So. Okay. Once you're done tasting, we sang a happy birthday to one of the girls. Then from there, you go to the shop. Like, it takes you to the shop. Yo, like, both stores, like, I wanted to get so much shit for Guinness, like, I wish I could have brought, like, cool clothes, like, cool shirts, bottles, but it's like, I can't fit so many maletas. For Jameson, they had a Jameson that, I think, what's your thing, so I can see it. So, it looked like, I think it has a white label. I think it's called Crested. I think it's this one that they only make this barrel in Ireland and Jameson. So you only can have it there. It costs like 65 pounds, which dollars, that's like $75. I wanted to bring it, but I'm like, shit, that shit's gonna be mad heavy for my maleta and all this stuff. They break down all of these. This is the original triple distill.
That's the one they always get here.
This one, the stout edition. And then there's a black barrel.
The ones I see here is this, and then the 12-year-old one.
Yeah, so she says that she was saying, because I think somebody asked that question. Do they have, like, she goes, we do have, but Jameson's trying to get away from the number. She goes, because there's a lot of other whiskeys that they could put a number, but it's really not that.
Yeah.
It's whatever fake. They also break down like how much a barrel can make, how long, with both Guinness and this one. So it's like a white label one that they make. So then when you finish the tour, you could buy shit, and then from there you go to the bar area, which is like the best part, because they have this drink out there which is similar to what I drink out here. It's Jameson ginger, but with lime juice.
Ooh.
There's a name to it. I gotta search it.
With lime juice.
Yeah, there's a name to that.
Jameson and ginger and lime juice. Wow.
Yeah, there's a name to it. I gotta find the name. So that they have if you made, or if not, you could just have Jameson straight. So you pick whatever you want. I got the lime juice one because I don't think it was on the rocks. It was just straight. So then I had the lime juice drink. I was like, this shit tastes good. Then I chilled in the bar because I'm like, it was still early. It was probably like 6:37. And I didn't know what I was going to do at night. So I'm like, yo, I'm never going to be here in Jameson. So I'm like,
yeah,
let me go. Like they have mad Jameson drinks, but with coffee. Which is like, I guess, Irish.
The Irish coffee.
Yeah, so they had a lot of their ones. And these guys make really, like, dope drinks. Like, they take their time. They pour a little bit. They're like fucking chemists. So I tried another mixed drink with Jameson. And then I actually... these two people sat next to me, and they seemed like American, because you could tell most people are like foreigners. So it was a lady and her man. So they were from Cali. The guy looked like George Lopez. They were Spanish, but he was like this. So then I chilled with them for like a good hour and a half, man. I wish I remember their names. Super nice. They were actually in Spain, but because her husband loves Jameson so much.
Wow.
They flew to Jameson for like 2 days to then go back to Spain to fly back to Cali.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yo, mad cool. She was mad funny. So the actual one that's whatever, the one that's old or whatever, the one they make over there, the guy was having a taste of it straight. Yeah. He's like, it tastes good. I was like, fuck it, that's my next one. So that was my last one. I had it straight, no ice. That shit tasted good. Smooth, good, man. It tasted good.
Because you get some whiskey.
And I wanted to buy the bottle because he was contemplating. And she's like, yo, do it. He's like, oh. And he's like, I'll be back. Because they were going to be there for like 2 more days. But he was in like La La Land.
Heaven.
La La Land.
That's like if you take a kid
it's like me going to the Chicago Bears game. He was just very happy.